Gonna work? Hey guys!
Hey everybody! I think we might have this figured out. Leave a comment. We're gonna try to see if we can see your comments and see what's going on here. Is everybody there? This is totally our first time doing this on YouTube.
Okay.
Looks like they can see us.
Oh good, it's working. Hey everybody! Oh, okay. Look, I had the vlog going.
All right.
We got it to work, I think. So, hey everybody. Say hi to the vlog.
Very cool.
Okay, interesting. So it looks like it's delayed a few seconds.
We probably shouldn't watch ourselves because it is delayed a couple of seconds.
What? Okay.
Oh, it's
Let's
echoing.
see here.
Okay, so you...
Oh, wait. Somebody said it's echoing?
Let's see. Oh, I need to mute that, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
All right, give us a couple seconds. We'll get everything set up here. And we're just going to hang out with you guys. We're going to answer some questions that we've been compiling, and you guys will have a chance to ask some questions. So here we go.
So, should we keep one? We'll keep this one up.
Yeah, you keep the comments open on your computer.
But I've got to close that so that we can see the questions.
Oh, close what? Oh, okay. That's cool.
They're on my... We'll keep it open on this. They're right there.
We can see them.
The echo is gone. Yeah.
All right, perfect.
Oh, she's digging your hair. I thought somebody said, like, dig in Peter's hair, like a squirrel or something. What?
Nice. Whatever. Okay, so what's the first question we're going to answer? Oh, they want to see Olive Boy.
I unplugged it. Oh, interesting. So, okay, so we can't see exactly what they're saying. Okay, I get it now. He's right back there. So. Okay, so, oh, that is so funny. Okay, so what do you think we should do? Should we read the comments or do... We'll do these.
Let's do your questions first, and then we will ask you guys for some questions. All right,
okay,
that is not a question. Mary has been like, she takes a screenshot of questions on YouTube, and that was not a screenshot. All right.
Okay, so a lot of people want to know, and this is Christina April. She asked, hey Mary, I have a kind of stupid question about your CF. Number one, there's no stupid questions, so.
This is true.
Does your throat constantly hurt from coughing so much, or am I used to it? Most of the time, my throat does not hurt from coughing, but sometimes, sometimes it does. But mostly, it doesn't hurt. I'm guessing my body's just used to it.
One question that I often get from people is, did it take time to get used to Mary going into a hard coughing fit? And sorry, we just got a text. Did I have to learn that she was okay when she started coughing? And I think there's, in some ways, yes. That was a process of, learning, I don't need to, run to the rescue every time she starts coughing. But then again, there is, every time she goes into a hard coughing fit, it's, I've got to evaluate this. Does she need help in this moment or not? And you learn to get to know, learned to get to know, when she's out of breath and needs to lean on me or whatever.
Yeah.
I've learned that over time.
And in the last few months, a few times when I'm in a hard coughing fit, I'll feel this, panicky feeling, I'm not sure if I'm going to breathe back in again. And he's always, he knows the face when I feel like that. And, I mean, there's nothing really to do, but he just holds my hand, and then I always have started breathing again, so that's always worked out pretty well.
That has worked out.
So, what are you thinking?
I don't know.
Is this working?
Yeah, wait, I just because this is the first time, we're keep checking. Is it working? Can you guys see us?
Oh, I think I just saw a question. How did you come up with the idea for the little red cups? If that was your question, it went so fast I can't see it. But
Well, explain what the little red cups are.
okay, so if you are new to the CF world, part of having CF is having too much mucus in your body. Your body creates thick, sticky mucus, and normal people with normal lungs just cough up the normal mucus and it's a happy day. But CF patients have like too much mucus, and especially in the mornings when I'm waking up, I'm coughing really hard and coughing up a lot of that mucus that has been in my lungs overnight. And I used to get so grossed out, like I couldn't spit it in a tissue because that would make me gag. I don't know, there was just never a good option. Then I discovered little red Solo cups from the Dollar Tree, and they are the perfect disposal item for the nastiness that is CF mucus. So that I don't know how I discovered those. I think it was
I think so. I think you got a pack one time when you were going into the hospital, and
that's
you were.
right.
I thought you were going to use them as. Well, you originally used them as like medicine cups.
Yeah, when I was in the hospital, I'd set it out. Instead of using the little clear medicine cups, I'd use the red ones because they were kind of fun.
So there's that.
Do you speak any sign language? I grew up learning some ASL. So I know just a little bit. We use a few signs when I'm like doing my nebulizer or something, but mostly I just kind of make signs up. I love ASL. I love the language.
When she says, like, when she's doing her therapy or whatever and she uses signs, it's usually like, or, isn't this cookie?
Milk and cookie, yeah.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know.
Don't quote us on that one.
No.
Okay. All right. The comments are going so fast I can barely read them. I'm not sure if there's a better way to do this. But
why did you start YouTube?
Okay. It's a good question. If you guys are new, I'd suggest going to our playlist, New Here, Start Here, or whatever. Start there. Because that does explain a little bit of how we started. But we were going to Scotland so August 2014, we were headed to Scotland. I was doing some post-grad work at the University of Edinburgh, and we wanted to stay connected with friends and family. And so we were like, Mary had started watching some vlogs on YouTube, and it was a new concept to us in many ways.
Yeah.
But we were like, well, hey, this could give us a chance to document our journey to Scotland and to show our friends and family what we're doing. And we were raising support, and it was a good way to stay connected with people who were supporting us on the journey. And so we started making videos, and actually it wasn't, I think we've talked about this in the vlog before, but it wasn't until the day that we were on that plane on our way to Scotland that at the end of the video, we said, we'll see you tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
And it was that moment that we kind of decided that we were going to do it every day.
Which we were kind of scared to make the commitment because we were afraid if we make the commitment and then don't follow through and do it every day, we're going to feel like losers. Like, we were going to do it. But now it's been almost 2 years, and we haven't missed a day yet.
Yeah. And we absolutely love what the Frey Life has turned into on YouTube and the support of all of you guys.
Somebody recommended we take questions on Twitter because it'll be more clear.
That would be a very good idea. And actually, did we post this on Facebook?
I couldn't figure it out.
Here, let me see if I can post it on Facebook so people can know that we're here. I think I scheduled this to go till 7:30, but we'll see how this goes. I saw somebody just asked, what's your craziest hospital experience? I think that's a good question.
Oh, man, that's a good question. Craziest. Okay, there are so many categories for crazy. Well, I absolutely loved, I think this is like a cool crazy one. So the last time I was in the hospital, my room was kind of on a corner and the building was kind of like this. So if I sat in my window, I could see the patient in the next room. Not being like a creeper, she and I know each other online, and she was like, are you in the hospital? And I'm like, yeah. And then we figured out we were in the rooms right next to each other. So the coolest thing was we could sit in the corners of our windows and see each other kind of from the other side of the building. And we would sit and eat snacks together, through the windows and hang out or color in our coloring books or whatever we were doing. This was like just a few months ago. So that was really fun to meet Ashley that way. And Ashley, if you're watching, hi. And let's see.
I just realized that there's like another stream on our channel.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so that's what we were when we were setting this up, we were trying to figure it out. I'm going to delete that.
Okay.
Oh wait, I got to go on our channel.
Somebody asked how old we are. I'm 13
and I'm 14.
Just kidding. I look like I'm 13 and I am almost 27.
I am more almost 28. But she's 26, I'm 27, and in, what's today?
Ooh,
10, in 9 days,
it's Peter's
I turned
birthday.
28 years old. That's crazy. All right, sorry about the confusion.
Thanks for coming to hang out, guys. Favorite dollar store. Oh, favorite dollar store buy. Well, my favorite dollar store is Dollar Tree. I don't know. I guess I haven't spent a whole lot of time in Dollar General or Family Dollar. I'm not a real dollar store pro. I like the Dollar Tree. Favorite buy. Probably my red Solo cups. And I priced them out at another store the other day, and the Dollar Tree seems to be the best price in town. Somebody just got out of the hospital, so that is awesome. Questions like how did we meet and other questions about growing up and dating and that sort of thing, you can watch our Draw My Life. When this broadcast is over, you can go over there and stalk us and find out all of that sort of information. Let me look.
Did you have any other questions that you collected from YouTube? Why don't you talk about that
Okay,
while
I'm actually going to do a dedicated video to this, but people have asked, what is the vest / what does the vest actually do? And I think it's a really good question because people, one person thought that a vacuum was attacking me one time when I was at camp. Other people think it's like a life jacket or, there's various questions about what is the vest. So the vest is an inflatable device that hooks up from tubes to a compressor, which inflates the vest and then oscillates it. So it basically shakes my lungs. And because of that thick, sticky mucus that can be in our lungs, we want to shake it up and get it out as much as we can because that's where the bacteria like to stay. So we like to get it out. So that's what the vest is for. Let me go on Twitter and see. Oh my. Okay, let's see here. Would you ever want to get another dog?
Not while we have Ollie. Having a service dog, I think it's important for us to just have one dog in the home. I guess if there was like a dog that needed rescuing or something and it would work out, but we're not looking to get a pet anytime soon. Okay. Becca from the Vlogging Murrays asked, can you talk about how CF affects fertility? Good question.
Yeah, very good question. So my understanding is that in guys who have CF, they are almost always sterile, meaning they're unable to produce.
Not always, but most of the time.
I think it's around 98 or 99%. Yeah. There's obviously ways that you can still reproduce if you want to through fertility treatments and such. Women can have babies. It is biologically able, like our bodies can. I've heard that it can be more difficult to get pregnant. I've also heard if a woman with CF has a baby, a lot of times it's pretty hard on her body. just as like pregnancy is hard on a normal person's body with having decreased lung function or trouble gaining weight or whatever the CF patient has issues with, when you're pregnant, it's going to be even more difficult. And if you are interested to hear if Peter and I are going to have kids, you can go over and watch our Q&A called Are We Having Kids, where we explain it. Do I have any other pranks? Emily O'Malley wants to know if there are any other pranks we want to do in the hospital.
Yeah, so if we told you, it would kind of ruin the prank. So
because we found out that some people who work at our hospital watch our vlogs. So we wouldn't want to spoil the pranks.
Yeah, a lot of the nurses do watch our videos. So we got to save the secrets, you know?
Yes.
All right, what other?
What is, Alexandra Richardson asked, what is the most challenging thing about CF?
And by the way, we're taking these questions from Twitter. So if you guys have a question, head over to Twitter and tweet us at the Frey Life. Challenging part of CF?
Okay, challenging. I think for me, I mean, you could take this like 100 different ways, but the way I'm going to take it is right now the most challenging thing is the fact that the bacteria that are in my lungs are resistant. So IVs and oral antibiotics as well as nebulized antibiotics, my bacteria are too smart, and so these antibiotics don't have an effect on them. So it's like we still try antibiotics because we can't do nothing, but it's just tricky because there's just no easy answers. So for me, that's the trickiest part right now, the most challenging part. I mean, taking care of my lungs every day, that is challenging, but having a resistant bacteria is more challenging, I'd say.
I think part of the challenge that we're really facing in this past year is just that there isn't like a predictableness anymore. Like Mary used to talk about how she knew her body so well. Like she could know when she's going to get an infection and when it's time to go on IVs, and like she would be able to predict things well, and she's really lost a lot of that control over her own body, and there's just a lot of unknowns now.
Yeah, and I mean, I still can feel when my body's getting worse. It's just, it used to be like when I started getting low-grade fevers and coughing more. Like when I started to get to the point of coughing to throw up in the morning, that's when I knew, like, I need orals and, like, 2 weeks of oral Cipro or whatever, and then I'd go on those 2 weeks of oral Cipro, and then about 3 weeks later I would need IVs or something like that. And I just had this pattern, and back then, the oral antibiotics would help suppress it a little bit, and then the IV antibiotics really kicked it, and I felt a ton better. But around my last year in college, so around 2010, I realized I just finished IVs and I don't feel a lot better. And then with months to come, the IVs continued to like not help as much and not help as much. And now I'm kind of to the point where, I don't know, the IVs don't help very much for my body. But I know for a lot of CF patients, the IVs really help and make them feel better, which is awesome.
We do know like IVs are one of the only things to try. So we do use them. Yeah,
we do. We don't use them as often anymore because they don't work, but we still use them. But it's confusing.
Well, and there's always that, like, if we didn't use them, like, what would happen and all of that. So it's just we don't see as many visible results anymore. All right.
Okay, so, okay.
I saw somebody ask on Facebook I keep forgetting to post it on Facebook. I saw somebody ask if you could take away one part of CF. What would it be?
Mucus.
Mucus. Now you're getting me in a would you rather mode.
Oh, great.
Okay.
Hold on, let's show. Oh, wait, they can see Oliver. He's sleeping.
Oh, yeah, he's right there.
Here, do a heart.
It's more like an apple.
He's the apple of our eye.
Okay, so if you could take mucus away, I mean, like, replace it with something else that you cough up.
Oh, that's good.
Be? All right.
I'm seeing a new CF tag coming out.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I'm coughing up a ton of stuff every morning. What do I want it to be? I mean, sparkles, like, poofing out would be cool.
But that would get annoying.
Very messy.
And messy,
Very messy. So, maybe, maybe, like, my breath always smells like peppermint.
Yeah.
Like, every time I cough, it just, like, makes the room smell like peppermint.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Is that weird?
That's not weird. I mean, that's very practical.
Yeah.
So, basically, you want to cough up toothpaste.
Ew.
Okay.
Okay, so Mary, Dale Heckler asked Mary, can you talk a little bit about growing up and going to school with CF? So school can be done in many different ways for CF patients. My sister and I were homeschooled, and there were a few reasons why my parents chose to do that, but one of the reasons was to help keep us as healthy as possible as far as not going to school with germs and colds and flus and all of that going around, to kind of eliminate that risk factor. We were still involved in classrooms, like co-ops and different groups where we would do group lessons. So we had the classroom experience, but we also had the freedom to be at home when we needed to be, either to take care of our bodies or just make sure we don't go out and get sick. And then during high school, I did 2 years at the community college, so I really enjoyed getting that classroom experience as well. So then I was ready when I moved away to Chicago. I was ready for my undergrad degree. But yeah, but I also know some kids with CF go to public school or private school, or, I mean, there's tons of different ways to do it. Like when I went to camp and stuff as a child, usually the first day that I go, my mom and dad would introduce me to the nurse and talk to the nurse about my health and that sort of thing so that she was aware. And I think at one camp I would go to her for my enzymes at lunchtime. At other camps, you can keep them in your lunchbox or whatever. So there's definitely challenges with kids going to events or school or whatever, but they can be worked through. And I even know from watching the CF conference this year, they talked about, you know, a school that has 2 different CF families, like children with CF, and they would work out with the teachers which hallway the one CF patient would go down to make sure that they aren't cross-contaminating bugs and all of that. And I just think we're at a good spot in science that we know about those precautions, so we can take those precautions. So there's my 2 cents on it. Is it working?
Yeah, I think it's working, and I posted it on Facebook, so I will check on there if you guys want to. If you're on Facebook and want to leave any questions on there, I'll check that as well. I saw a question that I wanted to answer.
Okay, is it this one?
No.
Okay.
But okay. One question was, somebody asked it, as an Uber driver, have I ever met a subscriber?
Oh.
And the answer is no. And by the way, I haven't been Uber driving in the last few months because we've been very busy with YouTube, and that's been really awesome. But that being said, one night I picked somebody up and was giving them a ride to their hotel, and we started talking, and I forget how specifically it came up, but basically I asked her what she does for a living because she was in town for business, and she's like, oh, I make videos about people living with chronic illnesses. I was like, really? Me too.
Sounds familiar.
I was like, that's what my wife and I do on YouTube. And so we talked, and she works for a company that goes and interviews people about. So anyways, after that, I emailed them and was like, hey, do you want to do a video about us or anything? And I guess they work with specific companies for specific diseases, so cystic fibrosis wasn't one of those. But it was a funny connection that we had.
Somebody asked, okay, let me get the name. Dean Chick asked to explain our gold rings. So go ahead.
Okay, so I received this ring from my parents when I was 18, and each of my parents had a signet ring. It's called a signet ring. It's got my initials on it, PLF, and it's kind of a family thing where it's kind of like an old-timey thing where they used to stamp a like letter or an envelope with wax and then put a signet ring on it to mark it. And
we don't typically use it for that.
Yeah, just from time to time,
You know.
Although we have thought about what if we did that for like Frey Life packages.
That'd be cool.
But and then all that being said, I find it a really cool like family thing that we have. Yeah. And
I got mine when we were in Scotland. And mine just has an F on it. And so that was my like fun little Scotland souvenir.
Yeah.
So now I'm part of the Frey Life.
The Frey Life. The Frey Life signet ring.
Okay.
All right. Let me look on Facebook, see if there's any questions. Is this still working good, guys? Because we're just chatting here. I hope it's working.
Yeah, what if it wasn't working?
Oh, your computer's gonna die.
Oh, no.
Not the one we're streaming on. You guys are still good.
Okay. I think I might have just seen a question that said, how do you know when to go to the hospital or when to go in the hospital? That is a complex question, but a very good question. So, okay, my mom just said it's working great. She just texted me. Good to know. Thank you, Mom.
Okay, so when you go into the hospital.
Okay, when do I go in the hospital? Okay, so this is going to be different for everybody with CF.
Yeah.
But I would assume the majority of CF patients, and probably people with other chronic illnesses as well, you get to know your body and what your doctor's expectations are as far as how your body and your disease works. So we are at the expectation of my body at this point that I'm pretty much always going to be coughing really hard in the mornings. That's not going to go away. So if I am coughing really hard in the mornings, I don't need to go to the hospital because that's normal for me. Watching for if my body temperature starts going up, if I'm starting to get low-grade fevers and that sort of thing, that's something that, I mean, I don't rush to the hospital. I mean, if it was a high fever, of course, but the darkness of the mucus that my lungs is producing, that indicates that infection can be worsening, or if you start coughing up blood. For my body, I see spotting in my mucus kind of often, probably every week. But if it becomes more frequent or more blood in it, then I know that my lungs are trying to tell me something, and I'm sure to get in contact with my doctor. But I mean, for some CF patients, if their normal is that they are not coughing up mucus and then they start coughing up mucus, they know that their body is the bacteria is like worsening or something like that. So that's when they would go in. But I think each patient just figures out with their doctors, their team, and their own bodies, like, what they need to be looking out for, and then when they would treat or whatever. So, does that make sense?
Good answer. I was reading Facebook questions.
So,
My bad.
Any questions?
I think we should probably answer. We get this question all the time, and it's a good question. And I feel like it makes sense that it comes up all the time because there are so many precautions in place to keep cystic fibrosis patients apart. Everyone wants to know how you and your sister grew up together.
Okie dokie. So, I have an older sister, Rachel. She's 2 years older than me, and she also has cystic fibrosis. So when we were growing up, since we were sisters, of course, we lived in the same house. And because we lived in the same house, our lungs grew the same bacteria because we were together. So that's just how it is when you're living with somebody who has CF. So we both have had the same bacteria in our lungs, and there were no precautions that needed to be taken as far as sharing germs. I'm not sure. It'd be interesting to hear from some of you guys if you have children with CF, multiple children with CF, how you guys do it in your family. I read in, I think, one of the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, I'm not sure where I read this, but it was a recommendation in the same family with CF that you try to have them do their treatments in separate rooms so that that cloud of coughing and bacteria isn't right on top of the other person. It's interesting. I mean, I think a lot of these recommendations are precautionary and hopeful that it would help, but it's interesting. I don't know if doing it in separate rooms would, who knows? So anyway, my sister and I, we shared a vest machine, but we each had separate vests. I think that's how it worked. And
How about
we had different nebulizers.
Neds, yeah.
Yeah, we had different separate nebulizers, separate inhalers. All of that was separate. We just, lived in the same house. So that's how it works. Okay, so then now that my sister has had a double lung transplant just over 5 years ago, her lungs don't have that bacteria anymore. And her lungs are not as susceptible to the bacteria anymore. That's my understanding. So when we hang out, my sister and I hang out now, we take more precautions because we wouldn't want to expose her new lungs. Am I understanding this correctly? So, we don't share a bowl of popcorn. We wouldn't share a drink or anything. We can hang out in the same room, but we're just kind of cautious about it. And I think that's my understanding of it. I guess, I kind of understand it how I understand it, and I'm not always sure if it's right or true, but we're cautious as can be, but still live our lives. That's the thing with CF. It's like, you have to be cautious and careful and wise, but you also have to live your life. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a delicate balance that we face on a daily basis. We talked about it in the vlog that we posted today of that balance of getting out and living life and knowing when to give your body rest and all of that. And you really have to be educated and wise and live with no regrets. So.
Somebody just asked, can I hug Rachel? And I do hug Rachel. We both feel comfortable with that. And I don't hug her and cough at the same time. I give her a quick hug and cough elsewhere. But, I remember actually in the first few months after her transplant, we had to be extra cautious. And I wanted to give her a hug, and so my mom got a sheet out, like a bed sheet, and put it in between us, and we hugged, just to make it a little safer.
All right, let's see what's going on Twitter.
Okay, 20 people.
Well, I guess we're going past 7:30.
Oh, it's 7:34.
Yeah, well, let's keep going.
Would you guys ever want to go back to Scotland?
We've talked about this, how it would be fun to go there on vacation for a week or two and kind of do the things that maybe we wanted to do and didn't, or do some it's different when you're living there than when you come and visit. You know how it is. I feel this way about Boston. There's a lot of touristy stuff that we've never done because we live here.
Yeah.
But it would be fun to go back sometime.
It really would. I was thinking it would be so weird to go down to that pizza place where we used to go.
Pizza place?
Hema. And
Oh, yeah.
like down all those roads, those were our roads. And it would be
Mhm.
so weird to go back there and be like, well,
Yeah.
number one, it's been,
It's been a year since I left, but it's been a year
over
and a
a
half
year.
since you were there.
So it will have been a long time by the time we get back there.
Yeah.
Oh, should we get the charger, or you think we're okay?
Do we need it? I can
don't
run
know.
and get it, but let's see what we got
Okay,
going here.
let's get some
questions.
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 Kelly was asking, what does my bracelet say? And it is a medical alert bracelet that says cystic fibrosis, hypoglycemia, and liver spleen. And then it has like Peter's phone number on the back. So basically, if I were to like collapse and be unconscious or something, we could, they can like know what's going on. But I hadn't been wearing it because, I mean, I'm with him a lot, so I didn't feel the need. I don't go out by myself too much, but that day a week or two ago when I went in the Lyft drive and surprised him out, I was like, well, my blood sugars have been dropping kind of a lot, so maybe I'll put this on just in case.
Somebody asked what it's like to have a spouse with CF. It's a good question. I'd like to know what it's like to have a spouse without CF. No, it's all I've ever known.
Yeah.
And it's life for us. So in many ways, it's normal and it's part of our daily adventure. And well, that's one of the things we hope comes across on the vlogs every day is like, CF does make our lives and our marriage different than others, but we have a normal life and a normal relationship, and in some ways. I mean, I know we're not really normal, but
I mean, people often ask, like, do you guys have disagreements? Do you fight? And I mean, we're humans, so we totally disagree sometimes. One of the things I'm thankful about CF, I'm thankful for because of CF, is CF has given us the perspective that we don't know how long we have together. Like, we don't know. And so we when we have a disagreement, we try to really sit down and talk it through because we just feel like life is too short to be mad at each other. And it takes a lot of work and a lot of time to talk things through. But we are grateful for the perspective that if we can talk this through, and we'll be stronger on the other side and understand each other better. And so, we have disagreements, but we...
Yeah, and I think there is a level of... there's a level of stress that comes with our lives and that comes with just the daily grind of CF. And sometimes that causes stress between us. And I'm really grateful that CF has given us, it's a perspective changer for us in many ways of helping us see like, oh, there's a lot of things in life that just aren't important. And we do live from day to day, and I think that's part of what CF makes our relationship unique is just CF has really forced us to live for today and live for tomorrow, and like we don't plan out too far ahead because we don't know what too far ahead looks like, and that's okay. And that's part of the adventure.
I mean, the reality is that the reason we don't plan 5 or 10-year plans is because we don't know if that's something we can plan for. We don't know what my health will be like. We don't know what our goals should be because we don't know like where we're going to be at in life. So we know the reality and we know the reality of CF. And so because of that, we try to live life meaningfully and enjoy time together. And so I think I was thinking about this, the CF tag that I did back in August. The first question was, what's the best thing about having CF? And I was just joking, and I had a bunch of junk food, and I was like, we can eat anything we want. But if I really think about it, the best thing about having CF is I'm thankful for the perspective that it's forced. It's given me, but it's also forced because I don't have an option to pretend like I'm going to live forever. Like, we know the reality of CF, and because of that, I'm thankful for the opportunity to live every day to the fullest, and yeah. So, hey from Memphis. That was probably a really old comment.
That probably was. We just like changed the screen so that we could see comments. But thank you all of you for being here and hanging out with us.
Yes, thank you guys so much. So are there 731 people?
Yeah, I think so. Let's see. Do you get tired of coughing so much?
Yes. I really do. Like, each morning, I mean, we never pick up the vlog before, like, right when I wake up. We pick up the vlog an hour or more after I've been awake. And, are you okay?
I'll be right back. Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking, man, it would be so nice to not cough this much in the mornings. Like, this morning there was gagging involved and just like a lot of hard coughing. And I'm done with that if that wants to go away. But I'm just grateful that I can sleep each night and my body can wake up ready to do all the coughing again. So, I don't know. I would like to get rid of that. Why was I talking about that?
I don't know.
Oh, do you ever get tired of coughing?
Yeah.
Okay, so the answer is yes. I do.
Do you ever get tired of vlogging?
Do I ever get tired of vlogging, said Peter. I mean, there are definitely days where I'm not feeling great and I literally lay in bed and I'm not exciting at all. And then I get to the evening and I'm like, I haven't vlogged. Like, we haven't vlogged about anything because we didn't do anything. And it feels a little stressful. But you guys are so gracious, and if we just sit down with the camera and chat about something, you guys are awesome, and you always encourage us, even on our days where we are totally boring, and so thank you for that.
You guys are awesome. You guys want to see a sneak peek of tomorrow's vlog?
Ooh.
You ready?
Yes. Any guesses?
All right.
Oh my goodness.
I don't think they're gonna guess.
We should see if we can kiss with that on.
Okay.
Ready?
It's the night.
Is this gonna hurt?
Night kissing challenge.
The night kissing challenge.
But it's covering my lips.
Oh, great. Okay, hold on. Ouch.
All right.
It hurt. I think it cut my lip.
All right.
Oh my goodness. So what is this number?
Somebody asked if we would. I think it's the percent of my computer that this live stream is using.
Are you serious? 95%?
Anyways, somebody asked if we would ever come to Australia.
Oh my goodness. I feel like it would have to be a really long trip. Because don't you have to be on the plane for a long time?
Yeah, I think it's a really long time. I don't think we'd ever go because of that.
Yeah, probably not. I don't know.
But it would be cool to go.
It would be amazing. There are so many places I would really love to go, but I really feel like the airplane ride, I mean, the 7-hour ride to Scotland was okay. I had a portable vest machine that I was able to take with me, and so I used that throughout the flight, which helped. You're still wearing it?
Okay.
Okay.
So, is there any other questions?
What
was that?
I don't know. I guess that was my, I was wrapping things up in my brain. I don't know. Oh, Ashley sent us a virtual hug.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Has Mary ever tried devices like the Acapella? Emma was asking. Yep, I have used the Flutter, the Acapella, the Aerobica, and what do I think of them? For me, I choose the Vest, but I know some people who the Vest doesn't do anything for them, and the Acapella does wonders. So I think they're definitely worth a try. Before we got the Vest, when I was about 11, we got the Vest when I was 11, I think. We used the Flutter and manual chest PT before that. So, yeah. Questions about am I going to get a lung transplant? That is in my cystic fibrosis Q&A. And
Yep.
yeah, any questions like specifically about my CF? I answered a lot of those in the CF Q&A. Oh, that's a good question.
What is the good question?
I think I'll answer that in a video.
What?
The question was, did you ever go through a rebellious stage with your vest and miss?
I think we're going to do a video about that.
I think I might have just said that.
My bad. Sorry.
No,
I'm eating a brownie. Distracts me.
Oh, it's 22 hours to Australia.
Yeah, we probably won't be doing that. But we could I don't know. I was thinking of like taking stops along the way, but it's just like so far from home.
Okay, guys. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We are sending you all a hug.
Somebody asked if we're going to do this again, and probably. I don't know how often we'll do it, but we wanted to hop on here for CF Awareness Month and answer some questions you guys had.
And if you guys would like to get a free CF Awareness car decal, which I guess you could
use it anywhere. It's just the vinyl that we use is rated for outdoor car.
So you could put it on your front door.
It's rated for cars, but you can put it. I know somebody wanted to put our like indoor vinyls on their snowboard, and I was like, well, wait till we have outdoor vinyl. So this is basically outdoor vinyl.
There you go. They are available on the store, on the online store, mkt.com/the Life, and we are giving those CF Awareness car decals for free with any $10 or more purchase for the month of May for CF Awareness. We were on the highway and I heard somebody beep. I don't think they were beeping at us, but I thought, I wonder if it's somebody who has CF and they're honking because we have CF Awareness on our car.
You never know.
And I don't think it was. I think it was just a Boston driver honking at somebody.
That's a common thing.
What?
Boston drivers honking at somebody.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Well, guys, thanks so much for hanging out. This has been a ton of fun. It was more fun than I thought it would be.
Yeah, it worked. I'm glad that it worked for you guys too. And we are going to... Hey, wait, they should end the vlog with us.
Okay, but we can't see them.
I know, that's so tricky. Oh, man. Never mind.
All right, guys. Well, we will see you. If you haven't gone and watched the vlog for today, go check that out. And as always...
They want to see Oliver.
All right.
He's back there on the couch.
Right. Wow, the camera's backwards.
There.
Right there.
All right, guys.
As always.
We will see you later.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.